Delighted to say we're here at Parnell Park with Dublin camogie player Laura Twomey. I'm not going to be the most important person you talk to today by all accounts. This is what I've just been informed of here. What's going on?
I know you're high up there, so it's alright. I suppose later this evening I'm meeting the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. They're over for a trip and they catch up with all things topical in Ireland at the moment. So 20x20 have been asked to represent there tonight, and I suppose just let them know what the campaign is and how it's going. And I suppose it links in with Patrick's Day Festival over in London in 2 weeks' time, which is also has a theme of women in sport, and we're going to be representing 20x20 at that as well. So it's a very exciting day for everyone involved.
That's class. It's an amazing, opportunity to chat to them about, their own thoughts on what 20x20 are trying to do as well, because you often see them at big sporting events. It's something that they're interested in.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how long we're going to get with them,
sure.
But regardless of how long it is, I know Kate Middleton is very sporty herself, and they're always trying to encourage their kids to get involved as well. So it'd be a really nice opportunity to get to speak to them and hopefully maybe get them to endorse it as well, which would be ideal.
Yeah, because it is coming up to this time of the year where everybody will be making their pledge for 20x20, so it's timely on your end of things as well. It's obviously something that you're thinking about this week as everybody tends to make their pledge. Is there a particular area you would be focusing on if you wanted people at home to make their pledge in terms of their participation or their attendance with women's sport?
Yeah, I suppose so. With International Women's Day coming up on Sunday, this is the Show Your Stripes Take Two, so everyone is really trying to get a push to get everyone to make a pledge. I suppose particularly, I think, with attendance and media coverage and participation, the three pillars of 20x20, with one, the other kind of follows a little bit. So for me, I suppose it's, I'd like to focus a little bit on participation and try to encourage people around that, and not just participation as a player, but, trying to get more females involved in coaching and in officiating, in being represented on panels and national governing bodies and that. So I think that's an area that still, needs a lot of work. The attendance and the media coverage is breaking records, as we've seen last year. So I think that area still needs work.
Yeah, it's people in representation, seeing women at the top of the game, and officialdom as much as anything else, who kind of can make the decisions that need to happen over the next few years. Because, as you say, there have been inklings of hope, like the unbelievable attendances at some of the All-Ireland finals over recent years. But the question is, how do you capitalise on that and make it a sort of year-long good support presence even at those sort of games?
Yeah, exactly. And I suppose with 20x20 kind of coming to a close at the end of this year, it's about creating that legacy and that visibility, and that it's not just finished, it's not just business is over at the end of this year. So it's I just think that's really key to the visibility aspect of it. You see people like Mag Darcy, like the Anne
Downey,
sorry, I got off my name there. Taking over men's teams, and I suppose when other girls see that happen, women see that happen, there's so many players with capability out there that can actually do the same thing. So I think that's really inspirational, and hopefully we'll continue to see more and more going down that path.
Let's talk a bit about camogie. Is the game very different to play this year with the new rules?
Yeah, I suppose it's only been in the last couple of weeks we've been implementing them in the National League. I think it's been excellent for the game so far. There's 6 rule changes, as you know. I suppose the main one is around that physicality. So it's allowing minimal contact in tackles and that, as opposed to before when you weren't
no contact
allowed any contact. And I think it's just making the game a lot faster and a lot more a lot easier to watch. It's I think showcasing the skills a lot more. The fact that we can't hand pass the ball into the goals anymore. I think players are really taking the strike on from distance as well, and going for goals and making it really exciting to watch. And then there's obviously trial and error with some of them, like the dropping the hurl for the hand pass. We used to be able to do that and now can't, and I think that's kind of nearly a natural instinct sometimes when you're stuck in a tackle, or you're looking for support around you. So I think that one's we're kind of tweaking that a little bit. So it'll be, I think all teams have reported positive aspects from it so far, and we'll see then in April when the rules committee convene and see kind of where it's going to go, which will or won't be implemented. But yeah, really great I think reaction so far to it.
Having no contact before was kind of ridiculous, and allowing minimal contact now at least is a bit of a start. Have you had to adjust your game, your physicality, what you've been doing in terms of strength conditioning to adjust to that?
I suppose Dublin is always known as quite a physical team, and we would put an awful lot into conditioning. We haven't changed what we've been doing too much, because I think previously you were just getting pulled up on physicality, but I suppose in terms of little tweaks in training around tackling and around just really taking a player on, and I suppose getting that hit into opponents when you're particularly on the defensive side. It's just training has even been more enjoyable, because it happens at a higher intensity when it's not being stopped all the time for small contact. So it's been great, and I think we've our last game now against Limerick with the league, so hopefully we'll be able to bring that into it as well on Sunday.
I saw you talking about the new management team and how one of the big aims this year is to come across as less of a defensive team. Like, I wonder, is the new rule changes actually going to help that you don't actually need to be that conscious of the way you behave, especially when you go into the tackle, that actually you can let the shackles off a little bit more?
Yeah, I think so. I suppose that, in addition to the quick puck out and the free from the hand in the 45, it makes players all over the rest of the pitch have to be really astute and really aware as to what's going on, and I think it will negate that need to pull a player down for a penalty or to be kind of conscious of getting hits in. So I think for us going forward, that's our main aim, to try and develop more attacking style of play, and I think that the rules are kind of helping us with that.
Have you been developing attacking patterns in training? You don't need to give anything away here, but like in terms of actually trying to put more scores on the board.
Yeah, and I suppose it's something we focused on over the last couple of weeks. We have a completely new team and a completely new set of players and new management, so that all takes a while to kind of gel and put together. But we've been developing a couple of different tactical plays and styles, and the newer younger players are bringing speed and skill to that as well, which is pushing everyone else on. So hopefully we'll be able to start implementing them a little bit more as the season goes on. Like, the league is always quite low scoring in camogie anyway, just due to the nature of the pitches and the way that the weather is. It doesn't lend itself to huge scores. Both of our games have been fairly low scoring so far, so we'll be hoping to build on that now come this game and then into Leinster Championship as well. So
we were just chatting before we clicked recording this piece that you're about to go off and do a day's lecturing at some point. I'm not like, what are we here today, Tuesday? Do you have to go into college because you're a lecturer in TUD at the moment? After reading the Royals, do you have to pop into the lecture hall?
Yeah, no, well, I'm going there between I suppose these two events, but it's great. I've been there the last year. I'm lecturing on a sports management and coaching course there, and I suppose I'm more involved in the science side of it, which I like. Now I'm going off there. They're holding a day there, a sport, wellbeing and health day for all the students on the campus. So I'm just giving an overview of the 20 by 20 campaign. So you'll have to make an appearance at some stage. It is my primary concern, obviously, the job. The students have been great, and obviously they're all from a sporting background. So they're very supportive, and the campus as well. Like, TU Dublin has been progressive in trying to highlight female sport opportunities, and they've been excellent that way as well. So
what does the science aspect of the sports management course involve?
So they have a couple of different modules throughout their 4 years, varying from things like basic anatomy and physiology to exercise physiology, and then fourth year they do a couple of research projects around a topic that they're interested in. So we'll be I suppose partnering with some of the students in that and helping them zone in on an area that they're interested in.
There's always a quick assumption to be made that people who do work as lecturers or even as students in that area tend to want to get into coaching or management. Is that something that interests you?
I haven't really I suppose thought about it long term yet while you're still playing. Like, I do coach around various clubs in Dublin, just kind of once off, I suppose, and during the summer I'd give a bit of a hand around the camogie camps and that. But I suppose when you're playing, you kind of just want to try and think in that bracket. But it's definitely something that I'd be interested in the future, and particularly with trying to get more females involved. As I said earlier, there's so many camogie players and ladies Gaelic football players who have such capability and such experience in playing, and that can then translate it into coaching in certain aspects. So it's something that I definitely consider in years going forward, but hopefully a few more years left for me yet.
Hopefully. When you are going around doing those coaching days and those camps, are you noticing just green shoots everywhere you go that camogie is on the rise in this county?
Yeah, like, I think regardless of 20 by 20, I think last year for camogie was probably its most pivotal year yet. But in terms of attendances, in terms of pushes also by their sponsors like Little Woods and Liberty Insurance, and I think they've ran excellent competitions for the younger girls, even to get them to Croke Park on the bigger days, like showing your skills kind of competitions. And when you go around and you're coaching in different clubs, you can see that excitement and that enthusiasm kind of building. And I suppose like the more that those players see camogie players, and it relates back to that, if she can't see it, she can't be it, the more they believe that they can actually get there. And I suppose that's really helping the participation levels. And we've seen even in our games last year, like there's been definitely bigger numbers of kids coming out to support, and camogie is really growing in the right direction. Hopefully it'll continue to over the next couple of years.
Absolutely. So today when you meet the Royals, are you going to be the person who gives them the traditional exhibition of how to puck a ball?
No, it's up in the Guinness storehouse in the gravity bar there, so I don't think I'll be allowed. But maybe I'll try and sneak a hurl up there and show them.
Well, best of luck with everything this afternoon. It's a busy day ahead.
Yeah.
Laura Twomey, thank you.
Thanks very much.